What's up, people? Hello, and welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the Cup Chasers podcast. Thanks for being here. Thanks for listening. The USA have just been defeated down in Trinidad and Tobago in let's just call it what it is, an embarrassing performance. England have drawn North Macedonia today in, let's just call it what it is, an embarrassing performance. And let's see, Italy have qualified for the Euros in controversial fashion, we might say, against old Ukraine Bolt and the Ukraine. Plenty to get to. Everton have had points deducted as well since last we spoke. Arteta charged by the FA. So plenty to get through this evening. But right out the gate, let's go ahead and get those likes up. Go ahead and subscribe if you're new. Thanks for being here. We are on our way to 200 subscribers. And yeah, one place to start. Trinidad and Tobago have beaten the USA in Port of Spain 2-1. And I'm just I don't even know what to say. This is so bad. This is so unbelievably bad.
Lucky they caught 4 at the end of the last game, man.
Like, honestly, if it was versus any team, they should have at least 4 goals. Trinidad should have scored 2 more times. Like, gilt-edged golden opportunities. Like, there could have been some real jeopardy. I know we were up 3-0 on aggregate, and away goals apply in this situation. So they actually had to score 5. So in reality, it was not real jeopardy. But firstly, we went with the exact same tactics from last game. We didn't learn from last game. So in the last game, we struggled to break down the low block because they clogged the midfield and we didn't get enough width. We were not able to get Serginho and Robinson down the wings enough. And when we did, we had success in the last 10 minutes of the game. And so today we went with a 4-4-2.
Classic. Can't go wrong.
And so there's no width at all. And then the first time Serginho Dest gets a cross in from out wide, we score. I'm so confused by what Berhalter's doing.
Trying to lose that job.
So are the players.
Yeah, because at no other point in the game were we attacking the wingers, at least in that first 35 minutes, because 39 minutes into the game, up 1-0, up 4-0 on aggregate, cruising. Our biggest worry is that guy won't stop banging the drum the whole game. The band is just going crazy. It was like a concert in there. That's like our biggest issue in the 38th minute. And then out of absolutely nothing, Serginho Dest, the ball doesn't go out of bounds. But they call it out of bounds, and he lost. The plot doesn't even begin. What are you doing? I have no explanation. So they didn't call a foul 30 seconds earlier, and then the referee, the side judge, is 50 yards down the line, calls it out of bounds. And so you get yourself sent off?
On an out of bounds call?
Game was in the bag. Got to get the bookies right.
Yeah.
I guess that's an Ivan Toney bet myself to get red carded in the 39th minute kind of moment. Like because
before half. You just had to get it in before half.
Yeah. Get sent off before halftime. I'm so confused. I'm so confused by this. Even Tim Ream and Matt Turner are screaming in his face. Like after, like what have you done? What did you just do? I don't think I've ever seen anything like that.
I mean, if somebody on your team did that on that type of call or in that type of play, I'm gonna be in their face, and I'm gonna be in their face.
They were talking about it on the halftime show. It was DeMarcus Beasley and Julie Foudy. They were talking about it on the halftime show. Tim Ream is going to be in his face. DeMarcus Beasley said if it was back in the day in the locker room at halftime after that, guys like Carlos Bocanegra and Clint Dempsey would be screaming themselves hoarse.
Yep.
What?
You might as well not be in the locker. You might as well have already been changed, showered, and on the bus.
You might be on the plane home, dude. You didn't catch a private plane home.
No.
I'm shocked.
The real joke is if anyone were to have done that on the team, it probably would have been me. So I would have had to fix.
Yeah.
I didn't do that, ref. I didn't.
Yeah, exactly. Just like Dust. Oh yeah.
Red card.
Gotcha. Oh my goodness. I struggle to even begin.
Yeah.
Like I'm sure everyone who's trying to give any kind of analysis on that moment is doing the same thing, just holding their head like, what did you do? I'm actually curious as to what he said.
Yeah.
Because the referee was from Guatemala. Okay.
Yeah.
And this is something I've always wondered, because not every referee knows 37 languages. You know what I mean?
Languages. Yeah. Right.
So does Dest, Serginho does know Spanish because he spent time in Barcelona.
I was about to say, did he not just curse him out in Spanish?
He spent time in Barcelona, so he's saying, he had some choice.
Insult you in your native tongue, I'm gonna insult you. That's what got him the red.
My opinion is he probably thought he didn't know. He tried to say something slick in another language to be like, "Oh, you won't know," and the guy was like, "Ah ha ha." Gotcha. I know what you said.
Said something in Italian or something. Oh man, but yeah, that pretty much ruined any. It was really disappointing. Furthermore, to see that Berhalter didn't really look like he knew what to do when we were down to 10. The strategy didn't really change. We just dropped really far. Even when Tillman came on for Pepe, he was not dropping back into like a right midfield formation, into like a 4-4-1, which would, at least we didn't go a high line like Spurs, because that's how that's how Trinidad scored their first goal, was just in behind. And of course, Matty Turner not covering his near post. Matt Turner, man, I like you, buddy, and I got a soft spot for you because for a minute there you were a gunner, but dude, you're messing up. You really you've lost the Forest job, and now that was horrific. The second goal, I don't know what it is about U.S. goalkeepers down in Trinidad, man. Because that was shades of Timmy Howard right there, buddy. That was awful. You're just left shaking your head because, like, even Turner was shaking his head, like, what did I just do?
Can I get that one more time? Just
it was the same guy too.
Oh no.
Alves, the dude who shot the half-field shot, scored the winner tonight.
Dude, I wouldn't care because, like, obviously neither of them needed. Oh no.
What?
Oh, I thought my computer. I thought it shut off. It just like the
it was like flashing.
Yeah, I was like, oh my god.
Technical difficulties.
Anyway,
yep.
Yeah. 1 second. No, they're just partying it up.
Oh, loving it.
Nothing to lose, just loving it. Yeah.
It's a famous win, and honestly, I think they can still qualify for Copa.
Really?
Because all 4 semifinalists in the Nations League get into Copa America, and 2 other teams still have a chance.
Wow.
So I think there's like another play in, and because
Do they play, or is it the goals?
No, I think there's a play in because they finished second in their group. In their Nations League group, they get like another. It's either like
Playoff.
4 teams get a chance at it, or yeah, there's like another playoff kind of thing for the remaining 2 spots into the Copa America. But USA have actually qualified, and it's. I mean, we won the tie on aggregate 4-2. And you would think that was kind of comfortable, but it was anything but. We were awful tonight, and we were not good on Thursday. And I mean,
do you think they're really trying to win this tournament, if we're being honest?
I mean, that's the best team we had. Barring injuries, that was our best team.
No, but I mean, like, do you think their mind is we want to win this tournament? Or are they just like, hey, we did what we needed to do to get in the Copa, and we're just going to, like, because they're in, so they're already in, so it's like.
No, I actually agree with you 100%. I'm to answer your question, I think that was one of the main things from the rip is they weren't really taking it seriously.
I think they just wanted to get in the Copa. They said, hey, we're here, and then we'll try to win that, and we'll just, like, kind of just – because when does this tournament end? It has to end.
Not till like right before Copa. The semifinals not till March.
Yeah, so I mean, you think about it, if you're managing that, because the USA, as far as depth, is unlikely to have 2-team depth. So, because even though the States did do 2 teams in the summer tournaments this year, if I'm not mistaken, didn't they? They did that in the Gold Cup. They did in the Gold Cup, and it was
really bad.
It was bad. And so you look at it and you're like, there's no way that they're going to send the A squad to play that. So they're either going to go out early and be like, whatever, and focus the best team in on the Copa, or they're going to be split. But then, like, I just, the reason I think they'll focus on the Copa is we're hosting. You got to show something. So you can't be worried about that other tournament.
Oh, I agree, but the mentality certainly looked that way. It 100% looked like they, okay, we're up 3, and it was even worse because we're up 3-0 already, and so they just did not expect it to be anything. But they didn't manage the situation at all. We just showed up and did enough to not get, we did enough to get through. We kind of just pissed this game away. We didn't even care about this game, and that was totally clear. But one thing I did want to also point out is I've played on better fields, better pitches than that. The CSU girls team field is miles better than that.
It's a nice field.
Welcome to CONCACAF, baby, because that's CONCACAF all day long. Just some of the – I'm surprised there wasn't gravel in spots on that field because holy crap, it was just bouncing. The ball was bouncing more than a tennis match. Like, I couldn't believe it. I was like, what? It looked like a basketball game out there. They might as well have been playing on a court. There's some indoor. Let's kick it off the walls. Like, that was horrible. It was a really bad field.
Are we doing futsal? Is it futsal now? We're doing futsal.
Yeah,
that's what we're
apparently. And that was supposedly the international state, like the stadium, the best one they got.
That's what I was saying right before or earlier. Yeah, it's amazing to me. Yeah, it's amazing to me that these FAs are awarded millions of dollars in pooled and shared money from these tournaments, from showings, from like, even if the US goes, like CONCACAF as a whole, like that whole organization gets a check and then it's divvied out to the lower nations as well. Like, this Trinidad and Tobago is getting millions of dollars in FA money, and you can't build a decent field. Like, what are you doing with all of that money?
Well, sir, you know the answer to that, but
I do. I've watched FIFA. I know what's happening.
Yeah, that was gonna be my first reference.
But
in that documentary FIFA, it showed exactly what they do with the money, and their symbolic contributions to local whatever to grow the game.
Right. No.
Yeah.
Like, you should have an immaculate international field first and foremost. Bang.
At least one per country.
One per major city, or yes, I'm saying one per country, especially those low. Like, I get it, you don't have a big population. FA should fund, and they have enough money to do so. There should be one immaculate international stadium that rivals. Build a London Stadium in Trinidad and Tobago. You don't play on it until you're playing international games. Like,
it should be a requirement. Just like Luton was required to have certain things to be in the Premier League, to be a FIFA recognized team. There should be standards for the field.
Yeah, because that's how you're going to guarantee the money's going to the right spot, is you make those checks and balances and then every city that has above a $20,000 or 20 people population gets 3 fields built that have XYZ maintained every XYZ. Like, it's crazy to me.
And it wouldn't be tough to hit for some of those smaller islands, just one.
Just one, that's all you need.
Even then, the funny thing is that you can even work it where you can co-own them. Like, for example, in a lot of these in American cities, I know they do it in other places where sometimes the city owns this, or even like Chelsea. Chelsea doesn't own the grass.
Chelsea doesn't own Stamford Bridge.
Right.
Nope.
You just let somebody else run it and let them do whatever they want to do with it, and they'll maintain it. And when it's
Tottenham doesn't own their stadium either. Levy's got like a deal with somebody. Or does he?
I don't know the answer to that one. I don't know that one.
Maybe
they rent it out a lot.
Stadium.
They do rent it out a lot. Maybe that's what it is. Yeah,
rent it out a lot.
But yeah, all in all, it was a horrific performance from the USA. Clearly indifferent. Clearly didn't really care. Clearly we're not ready for the fire that Trinidad brought. And if they had a little bit better finishing,
smoke us.
Oh yeah, if they had a little bit better finishing, we would have got smoked tonight. We could have thrown the tie. I'm not kidding.
Yeah.
That's how poor we were for spells of that game. We could have thrown the tie, But it's all right. We got through. They weren't really going for it, and we've qualified for Copa. So at the end of the day, that's really all we need. And speaking of another team in cruise control, and it definitely showed, North Macedonia draw the 3 Lions 1-1 in the final qualifying match. X, what are you telling me, man? What happened in this one?
Thank God for Harry Kane. That's all I got to say, man. Thank the Queen for Harry Kane.
I ain't never going to see. You'll never hear those words come out of my mouth.
You have to, man. If it wasn't for him, literally we had nothing on goal all game. And like you said before we started, they played the boys. It wasn't like
it was the Man City special.
Shout out to Rico Lewis. And
Rico, and Grealish, Jackie G, Mr. GQ himself.
I mean, it's cruise control, right? They know they have a command on the table, like, again, but I don't understand why not letting some of the subs play then if you're gonna just tell the starters to take it easy. Like, just play them.
Because Southgate is Southgate.
Southgate's getting his lessons from Ted. He's just watching Ted Lasso, and he's like, "That's what I'm going to do this week. That's what I'm going to do.
Yeah,
that's what I'm going to do."
That's got to be all that Berhalter's doing.
That's all. That's
all that Triple G is doing.
That's what Berhalter's doing.
We just go to there, guys. Faith. We just got to have faith. It'll come to fruition. I'm telling you. America, baby.
America, baby.
Let's play the classic. You know what I was thinking to myself during the game? I know we just finished, but what I was thinking, I was like, he probably told those guys, look, growing up, you guys played 4-4-2, so we know how to play that one.
We know how to play that one, right?
Let's do that.
That's what he did. He walked in. Who here doesn't know how to play a 4-4-2? And no one's like, yeah, we got.
We can do that. That's what we're gonna do tonight. Yeah. Is that what Southgate's doing? He's like, you know what, you guys know what to do. Just,
I think that's what it looked like.
Go do your thing.
Go play.
Yeah, you go be good.
Just go be good. Go be England. And they're like,
what?
Roll the ball out there, see what happens.
Yeah. I can't spell tactics, so I don't know what you're trying to ask me there. Yeah, I'm just, and even the because we haven't spoken on England versus Malta either. Man, they were poor in that game too.
Yeah.
They were poor in that game too.
They play way down, man. And it's
Looking like
dangerous.
Chelsea out there, bro.
English mentality. Yeah, they just play down. Like, oh, y'all guys can't play. Don't worry. We'll tie a leg behind our, other one.
And against Malta, it was the first team. Everybody. Rashford, Saka, Kane.
Like, and again, God forbid one of these boys get hurt. Like
Rashford's hurt. Rashford took an injury. Bro, there's been a ton of injuries. Gavi's out.
Gavi took a
Gavi tore his yeah, dude. There's been a ton of injuries. Holland missed the second game because he got a knock. There's crazy injury. And I don't understand when is FIFA gonna? They're playing too much. It's obvious.
Yep, it's obvious.
When is FIFA gonna
It's when things like that, when knees go out on a 22-year-old player.
For real.
Like Gavi is worth 100. His release clause for Barcelona is in the hundreds of millions of dollars. And Barcelona can't afford that many more injuries like that because they don't even have a checkbook left to write checks with. So
yeah, I don't know, man. Was it Camavinga?
Camavinga.
Months. He's out.
Huge.
Till January.
Huge.
Vinny out till January. No. Vinicius Jr. out till January.
No.
Yeah. Why is Gabriel Martinelli and Gabriel Jesus starting for Brazil? Bro, I love my boys, but they're not getting in over Vinny injured.
Yeah.
It's crazy how much it's an issue. It's a real issue. I don't think that's necessarily an issue for England.
Yeah.
England's just got names on names because they switched 5-6 players for.
They let Trent Alexander-Arnold play 6. They let Kyle Walker play the back. They let Kyle Walker play the back position, and Trent Alexander went to the midfield.
In both of those games, they did that.
Both of those games, they did that. I mean, he doesn't play back. He's a midfielder, but not a 6. Like that's like asking Reece James. That's like asking Raheem Sterling to go play left back again. Like, what are y'all doing?
That's like Kai Havertz playing left back for Germany.
No, but scores.
Only
in Germany. Only for Germany. I've been
but there. You can't do. I don't even know why. Why am I bringing? I brought it up. That's my bad. I brought it up this time. What am I doing? Good God.
It was a good goal.
A glutton for punishment. No, it wasn't. It was a scuffed shot. Don't you give me that crap. He mishit it. He mishit it. It looks like a goal that I would score. It looked like a goal that I would score in the beer league. Come on. Don't even. Let's move on. I'm already over it.
Anyway.
Yeah, man. It's shocking to me that England needed an own goal off the guy's shoulder.
Yeah.
Nice pressure from Harry Kane, sure, made the run, but they didn't really. I mean, it didn't seem like they created much else.
No, I mean they took a bunch of shots. I think they were really upset. Somebody must have been wearing a Tottenham shirt at C19. That's all it was. Like literally, it was field goal practice for them. Who wanted to get a kicker job in the NFL overseas? Like,
yeah, I heard the Eagles had a game today. I think they're actually playing right now.
They're playing right now.
They are playing right now. Yeah. I heard the Eagles are playing tomorrow. I need a. I'm trying to get on the roster, but yeah, they did. I mean, they didn't need it. They were already won the group. But
easy group though, man. Easy group. It's not good for them.
Yeah, no, for sure not. Southgate, man, a lot of people calling for his head. A lot of people want him out. A lot of content creators on YouTube can't seem to figure out what he's doing because I don't think he can seem to figure out what he's doing.
And the bad thing about it is if Southgate gets sacked, I'm so worried about who that manager is going to be. It's going to be an Englishman, and it's going to be Graham Potter because he's the only one without a job.
Yo, you want to talk about that? Talk about English. That's English roulette right there. English manager roulette instead of Russian roulette. Who's going to end up with Graham Potter?
Oh no. Just put it in the Premier League chamber and spin it.
All the Premier League teams are playing. Please, Napoli. Please, Napoli. Please, Napoli. Don't come back to England. Don't be in England. Anybody but me. And then the rest of England are going, please, Man U. Please, Man U. Please, Man U. Come on.
Everton end up with Potter. That's their punishment. It's written in. You get a points deduction and you have to hire Graham Potter.
That should be what happens to Man City.
Man City.
You have to fire Pep, and Graham Potter must be the coach for 10 years.
10 years. No, for 115 games. You get one Graham Potter for every charge.
Yes. I'm sure the rest of the league would be fine with that. We would totally be like, you know what?
No objection.
That sounds good.
No objection.
We're good with that.
Don't give them a point deduction. We just want them to have Graham Potter.
Graham Potter's the coach for the next 115 games. It's only like 4 seasons, like three seasons. 3.5 seasons. He might get 7th with that squad.
$1 billion squad. He comes in 7th.
Oh my god, that tracks. That actually tracks. Wait, y'all didn't even finish 7th.
No, we finished 12th.
Yeah,
and that was with Frank holding no points. Like he earned us 3 points.
Yeah, well,
Tuchel got us 12 in 7 games.
We can only hope that old Graham Potter doesn't end up in the England job, because that would be a disaster. I don't think there is anybody else. So y'all are taking Southgate to the Euros.
Oh yeah,
I'm sure his contract goes through the Euros at least. So you're definitely, yeah. He's gonna be there.
He's gonna be there. It's funny because I know it's almost, again, they need a non-Englishman to coach that squad, like Jose Mourinho for the English job. Let him leave Roma, let him graduate up. If Ancelotti's doing it, Jose should do it. That's all I'm saying. Go with him. All the greats. And Pep. Pep can go to Argentina or Portugal or Spain.
Yeah.
Let him go back to Spain. Oh, he'd love coaching that team.
He would love to coach Spain.
Oh, he'd love that team, yeah.
But speaking of things going on elsewhere in the world, Uruguay having quite the international break, a win over Argentina and Brazil.
Huge for them.
Definitely big in the qualifiers. They're doing World Cup qualifying down there actually at the moment, because they do a two-part thing, at least traditionally. So they're on World Cup qualifiers. But yeah, did you know that Argentina had not been beaten in 17 group stage games in qualifying or something like that?
Yeah, it was. I did see that. Yeah.
And then leave it to Messi walking around, and then noodling, doing it, man, coming up big for Uruguay. I will say he did have one of his trademark just crazy whiffs, just absolute. How do you do things like that and then turn around and score some of the nastiest goals? It's such an enigma, but definitely doing good. It was good news to hear that all 3 Gabriels getting time in the Brazil squad. There was a video going around, I don't know if you saw it, about Gabriel Magalhães knocking over that. It was the Brazilian debutant. I can't remember his name. It was like a 19-year-old kid or whatever, but in practice, he just runs him over. And I was like, all right, you love to see that. You love it. Welcome to Brazil. You love to see that. But biggest thing I'm excited about, Gabby Jesus starting. If he's fit to start, that means he's back.
Yep.
He's back in the red and white. We could give a crap about the green. And you know what? Actually, we don't want to be disingenuous to any Brazilian fans. I'm not necessarily going to be, tuning into all the Samba games. But as long as Jesus stays healthy, good on you. As long as Martinelli stays healthy, good on you. But I mean, that's a pretty potent attacking trio. Martinelli, Jesus, and Rodrigo will probably be.
Yep.
Rodrigo, Rafinha, Martinelli, Jesus.
Oh, they got some depth up in that. Yeah.
Dude, Brazil, man.
Stacked.
Bro.
Stacked.
They're gonna smash Copa America.
They're always stacked. Like
guarantee, dude. We're gonna hype the Copa so much.
and Brazil's just gonna.
Dude, you know that TNT and NBC and CBS
They're all
and
over it. They're all over it.
ESPN, they're gonna be hyping the Copa so big. USA about to be big, and then we catch Brazil in the first game and just get hit for 6.
Great revenge for the Germany.
Yo, if we play like we did tonight,
Brazil would
versus Brazil, versus Uruguay, the way they're going right now, over. It'll be. I don't even know why we agreed to play in the Copa America. We're not on that level. Half the teams it's money, yes, obviously money, but
need competition to prep us for things like the World Cup. Because like we don't play anybody when we play these tournaments. Like we need to get into those tournaments. So we play Brazil and Uruguay. People who actually go up into the later rounds of the World Cup and qualify and contend for it. We don't play anybody like that year in and year out. The USA guys don't play anything like that until they hit these.
It's going to be our group is going to be Canada, Brazil, Argentina.
Oh man,
that's going to be our group.
Sorry, boys.
Hopefully, like there's a part of me that hopes 6-0 to Brazil, 4-0 loss to Argentina, and like a 5-0 loss to Chile. And so it's just like Berhalter is not the guy.
Yeah,
especially him out. We come up against real teams and we get blasted. I'm still shocked that England didn't wipe the floor with us in the World Cup.
I think they took it easy on us, man.
I think that Southgate didn't realize just how bad tactically we would be.
Yeah.
And so
Southgate himself is bad tactically. So that tracks, actually. That tracks. That's why.
Like, I'm really hoping that when we come up against these South American teams, that it show and you know, they're not necessarily the most tactically nuanced. You know, if you look at the differences in South American teams and European teams, they're not necessarily, the same. They're very different stylistically, and the South American style is more flashy, quicker, lot more pace, and a lot more kind of the dark arts stuff of the game you kind of have to deal with, but as far as like this skill level, the difference in skill across the pitch is immense.
Yeah.
Like you couldn't get a single American into most other national teams.
Right.
Like we couldn't get anybody into the Brazil team.
No, you're not starting over anybody in the Brazil team.
Definitely not France. France just beat Gibraltar 14-0. Nope. Bro, they had 89 shots.
Did they even touch the ball? That's winning every ball.
14-0.
Mbappe just I didn't even look at that one.
Bro, the Arsenal like U17s played like Leicester or somebody, and we won 16-1, and one guy had 10 goals.
Well, credit to them for kind of sharing. It looked like the starting 11 scored. Like that's what it looks like.
The goalkeeper scored.
Sanchez, Thurman, Emery, Mbappe gets 3. Klaus, Coleman gets 2. Fofana gets 1. Rabiot gets one. Dembele, Giroud hits a double just to pin his name on the 90.
Dude, the 14th goal was a bicycle kick.
Peru? No. No care in the world, dude. He's an assassin.
Savage, bro.
I care.
An absolute savage.
No, he's not allowed in Gibraltar at all, ever. It's just like, dude, if I see you here, I'm gonna kick you in the knees so hard.
Dunking on him, dude.
Dunking on him. Oh my gosh, no.
Man, it was incredible. I couldn't believe it.
Oh my gosh. It's the fifth 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's the sixth highest win ever in international games. Different score line wise. They just pinned the sixth highest.
Dude, they got a red, Gibraltar got a red card in the 18th minute. And that's their only thing on the team
stat.
on the board.
It's the only thing
It's their only stat on the board.
They took no shots on target, only passed the ball 200 times. That is not okay.
Okay,
that's probably the keeper.
39 shots. I thought it said 89, but still 39 is
39. That means the keeper probably made 200 of those passes because, jeez.
how many saves? I wonder how many saves the goalkeeper made.
Oh, I don't even have to go deeper into the
Probably none.
none.
Well, if they had 39 shots,
20 on target, so he only saved the ball 6 times actually.
they have a 20. Gibraltar have a neg 35 goal difference in the group. They have a neg 35 goal.
That's gonna be us when we hit our group. I mean, you want him gone. I think you're right though. You want him gone before the World Cup comes here.
That's what I'm saying, man.
The World Cup's here, man. The World Cup's here.
That's what I'm saying. We gotta be serious before because what I saw tonight, we're not serious. We're not serious, you know.
That's how you're gonna get wrecked by Ghana and get beaten out of another round of 16.
Yeah, for sure. Another big result in the Euros. Italy have tied the Ukraine.
Well, I thought my boys were going to
Today.
get it.
0-0. And gotta be
Shouldn't have
said,
been.
man.
Shouldn't have been, man.
Gotta be said.
The mob had some dealings with this one.
I just no VAR check on the Mud Dog foul in the 93rd minute.
It's clear. It's so clear. My man hacks him.
Was there VAR in the stadium? Like, was there VAR? Like,
don't know. Lumberjacks him.
It was bad.
My man,
it was clumsy.
My man Paul Bunyan over here, like just.
I immediately was like, "Oh, that's a pen."
Oh, that's a pen. Italy lose. Good job.
Yeah, I immediately was like, "Italy have blown it again." Italy have absolutely blown it again.
Yep.
I couldn't believe they didn't even check it.
Mm-mm.
I was shocked. And then like later on they had stopped the game. Or no, earlier they had stopped the game for like a whole minute for like a nothing check, but then you didn't even check this one? I was so surprised. I couldn't believe it.
It's just so clear to me. Like, and the ref's not far. Like, he's not.
He wasn't far away. He was right there.
Right. Like,
yeah, it was shocking. I think that Ukraine they just didn't have it in the final third, man. They, I just didn't have that last pass or that killer touch. And they were creating a lot. It was kind of a back and forth game. It was an enjoyable watch as far as 0-0s go, and they just could never get one. Could never get a real clear, opportunity.
right.
And I still think they were robbed. In the end, I'm not going to say that they necessarily deserved on the balance of play, but in moments like this where it's a, do or die, sometimes you just need these little margins to go your way. And I mean, Premier League teams know how this feels
Yep.
this season. So,
Must have been Anthony Taylor out there.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Yeah.
had to be.
Michael Oliver on the VAR.
Michael.
Yeah. Darren England on the VAR.
No.
Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. Oh, foul in the box. No, I didn't see nothing, mate.
No, I didn't see nothing, man. It's all right.
Check complete, mate. Didn't see nothing.
Didn't see nothing. I didn't see it. You didn't see it.
Is there? No, there's not clear and obvious. There's not enough. You see him kick Mudryk, but there's no way to tell how much force he's kicked him with.
Yeah.
So there's It's just like the one with Joel Linton. There's no way to tell.
No.
His hands are in his back. They've kicked Mud Dog as hard as he
could.
But you can't see how much force is there.
Did he break a shin guard? No, keep going.
Is there blood? No, okay, good.
No,
Good. Is this 1994? Like
they had
ridiculous.
Vidic on the VAR. No, that's good, bro. Don't worry about
it. Rio Ferdinand on the VAR.
Ferdinand on the VAR.
I don't see any bones. I don't see bones coming out of knees. It's good.
Play on.
Yeah, I was shocked that they didn't even check that one, but I wasn't shocked that Jorginho had a Jorginho performance.
Yeah. Yo, Mudryk.
As soon as I turned the game on, Jorginho's losing the ball. Like that's the first thing I saw, and I just started shaking my head, just
when
like what?
He tried to run down Mudryk. I was like, "What are you doing,
bro? You can't run down Mavropanos. You can't run down West Ham's third choice center back. You think you're gonna run down Mud Dog? As Ukraine Bolt himself? Are you kidding me?
Oh man! And then
what?
Then he eats it. Like it's just wasn't pretty for my man.
Classic Georgie. Classic Jorginho. He's like, hey man, you're playing at once a blue, always a blue, and you're there right now. So I'm gonna give you this one.
Well, it's like you said. I think you hit the nail on the head, Georgie. It's the same way I get in a situation. Like I get into this too, and I'm still playing. I'll get into a situation. I'm like, oh, I got that all day, and then I go to run that, or I go to make the run, and I'm like, bro, you're 30. Like you can't. You don't
got them 24-year-old legs no more.
You can't box that full speed like that and then hit one. Like you just can't do it, man. You're gassed by the time you get to half field. Like what are you doing? Like, what are you doing? And in your mind, you don't think that. You're just like, oh, I got that. And then you go, and then you're like, oh, bro, I don't got it. Midway through, I don't got it, and you got to know he sees that. So he's like, well, I'm in no man's land now. Just gotta keep going.
Just put my head down and make an effort here because I'm 5 strides behind at this point.
I haven't even started. And he's on. You know what? I'm gonna trip. That's what I'm gonna trip.
I'm gonna fall over now.
Fall over.
Yeah, that'll save it. Good one. Well done. Nobody saw that.
Yep.
Oh, my shoelace was untied. Mm-hmm.
Man City was in charge of cutting the grass.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh my goodness. Well, that segues are weird, but we'll get into some Premier League news here. We have not spoken since Everton have been deducted their points.
Here's the world's tiniest violin for you guys.
I mean, I hear that, but they went over the line by $19 million. And there's even something on the floor in the House of Commons in Parliament protesting that this is one of the most stringent, harshest punishments that's ever been handed out for something like this. And there have been other breaches in the past that have been more egregious.
Way more egregious. We sold underage players, and I guarantee we made more than $19 million. And we catch a transfer ban?
Well, what this went about for Everton is the rule is you can't lose more than $105 million over 3 years.
Right.
They lost $124 million over 3 years.
They lost money, man. How are you going to punish them for losing money? It's not like Everton's making that much money.
Yeah, it's
I guarantee Parliament's lost more money than Everton lost.
I'll tell you right now.
Say
But
right now.
it just seems such a severe punishment. And you said it before we got on. They're setting a precedent, especially if Burnley and the other two teams. Burnley's one of the three teams suing them.
It's Burnley,
especially if that goes through.
Leicester or Leicester sued them.
Was it?
Yeah, they sued them for going down, and then it was the other
Southampton, maybe.
Southampton.
Was it Southampton?
It's the 4 relegated teams.
If
for the last 2 seasons.
If that like gets upheld, I think that's just so
You're
dumb.
asking for it, bro. You're asking for a lawsuit every time one of these clubs. Oh, we made top 4. Everyone under top 4 lawsuit.
Liverpool about to sue Man City about 9 times over. You know, like
yep.
How many second play? You know, they hit 99 points, lost 1 game, and didn't win the league. What? What?
And they want to get on to us for it's not to move on from the Everton thing, but yeah, dude. Like,
no, I mean it's all one thing. Chelsea is the next topic for sure.
They're gonna get on to us for players in the past, players gone by, right? The Hazard deal, the Eto'o deal, the Willian deal. They're gonna uncook the books for all of this, bro. The City Chargers literally deal with players who are older than that, A, and B, players who were bought to then go on and win just like we were, to win championships and build a backbone for your squad. So it's like, right, what kind of precedent are you set? Are we going to get sued for the championship we won in 2015 when we had those players? Like, is every team underneath us then in the table going to sue us? Like,
yeah, it's opening up a door to an absolute circus.
It is.
Just an absolute, like, you're just opening the precedent for, we didn't win this season, let's sue everyone.
Yep. Let's make sure and then that's too, like, if I don't win, can I not sue you and then open litigation to then open those books again? So, like, now the FA has to go investigate your books every time you win something? Like,
it's like VAR for the league.
Oh, it's VAR for the league.
VAR for the league. So now instead of, you get to wait on goals to be confirmed, you have to wait on your league title to be confirmed.
Yep. And it's sad too, because UEFA can't be the governing body for this, because UEFA is just as dirty as if not more dirty than the FA. The FA can't subsequently turn this over to the UEFA and go, hey, look at this for us, because the UEFA is not going to come into it unbiased. They will never do that.
Absolutely not.
So, like,
absolutely not. It's just, and even if there is a third party, even the PGMOL brought in a third party that decided, this independent panel decided that the game that the Newcastle calls were correct. No one believes you that you're an unbiased panel. No one believes you that you weren't bought off. They wouldn't even tell us who it was.
Right. That's like the FBI coming in and investigating one of your police departments. Like, bro, they're just gonna back themselves up because they don't. Yeah. None of them want to look bad. Like, it's
right. Yeah, the FBI are coming in to investigate the local PD.
The local PD, right?
Like that's not going to be a farce,
right? Like
what?
And it can't be and the saddest thing is it can't be the British government, because all of them, it does not matter. They will inherently bring their fandom into the bias, because that's how they're going to vote. You know that's how they're going to vote.
Of course.
And you can't turn it over to the House of Lords, because it's going to be even worse.
Half of those guys have stake in the clubs anyway. They're all in bed with each other.
Right.
But it's crazy. It's crazy. I still think it's ridiculously harsh.
I do. 10 points.
What's wrong with the fine? Because that's what historically has been the transfer ban.
Transfer ban, fine. Let them be
big fine and move on. Why all of a sudden are we trying to set an example by Everton, who
Everton can't afford 10 points, bro?
They're a dumpster fire anyway.
Right. They cannot afford 10 points. I mean, good thing they won their last 2 games. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah, good thing they're on resurgent form, because y'all be negative.
Didn't they give Juventus back their points?
Yeah.
Wasn't that the precedent that happened? They took them away.
Everton are going to
Never back.
appeal. Everton are obviously going to appeal.
I truly believe, since that was the precedent been set by someone, Everton will catch this, move down in the table, play some games that will get their points back to then move themselves back to pretty much where they were to begin with. But it's harsh, man. 10 points. Bro, we're going to get relegated. We're going to be in the champions. Man City's going to be in the beer league if that's the case.
Man City are gonna they won't be a club anymore. Y'all are getting disbanded. If this is the precedent you're setting, and I know that the Man City thing is way different, and they were cleared.
It still has to do with FFP,
it was a whole UEFA thing, and it's definitely different. And UEFA are involved, and the FA were kind of just piggybacking on what those charges were, blah blah blah. But and also we were told from the rip that the City thing would take a while. But you have to expect that they're coming in for something crazy. If one breach
warrants 10 points. That they admitted to, turned over immediately. They didn't hide anything, bro. Ours are hidden. Ours are in books in Russia, in Siberia, in a bunker that has a nuclear bomb attached to it.
Come and try and take it.
Come try and open these books.
But you told on yourself. As far as Chelsea is concerned, about the Eto'o and Willian deals, you told on yourself about those particular ones, and it's this is a different. Well, it's a different charge again, right? You guys didn't lose more than whatever over those 3 years, but
spent more.
You used you misrepresented money, and you paid off people that shouldn't have been paid off.
Right.
Y'all actually might not catch a points deduction. That might just be a fine.
Yeah. Well, I know we'll catch a transfer ban. I know we will. That's their favorite thing to do to us. Every time we mess up, it's
what does that matter? You've got 40 players. What's it matter?
Now it won't matter, right? Now, when we caught it, it mattered.
You just spent $1 billion. You got everyone on 8-year contracts.
Right.
What's it matter?
Yeah, give us a 4-year transfer ban. We don't care.
We've already signed our team for the next 10 years.
Right. Yeah, I don't need to buy another FIFA to play Chelsea career mode for the next 6 years.
It's going to be the same thing. Yeah, absolutely.
No roster
so I honestly would be surprised to see a points deduction for Chelsea. Now the other things, see that's why it's I get that people are immediately calling for, well, if Everton got deducted points, what's going on with Chelsea and City? Why are they not getting deducted points? And it's different,
right?
But why? My question is, why does Everton's transgression requisite a points deduction and the breaches that Chelsea have don't? Or the breaches that City have don't warrant a points deduction? I'm just wondering what the threshold is.
Right. Or is there a category for it? Only if you lose more money than you need, you get also deducted. But if you spend more, we're gonna fine you. It's but that's worse.
It's about net loss.
Worse. Yeah,
it's about net loss, right?
Right. It's how much
over 3 years,
right?
And I don't.
Boyle got away with what he did in the transfer window for us. We lost.
But also, if you directly invest from Bowley or the owner, whoever the owner is, that can offset the club's losses.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's why no one cared that Roman did that all those years.
Yep.
It's because Roman was just paying for half of it out of his own money.
Yep.
Now, maybe they might not like that anymore. Maybe that's not a thing anymore. That's something to be frowned at. But that's what Bowley come in and did.
Well, that's what the new ownership for City did.
So I think that's kind of the cop out here is Everton's owners stopped putting money into the club.
So they're going to punish them for the FA want to punish them and make an example out of them because they want the money flowing in from the
I
top down.
guess. I
The
mean,
FA money.
they just, yeah. I mean that would be the way to offset. I guess the FA doesn't want clubs owing people,
Right.
owing
Well, yeah, 'cause
private
then-
entities.
Yeah, because then then it opens a door. It's like why you can't have X amount of debt to be the president of the United States. Then someone can come in and be like, "You're going to throw this game. I bet more than you owe me. You're going to get relegated. Bye." And you have no say because you can't even pay off, the mobster over in Italy.
Yeah, I mean, well, it was different because Roman owned the club.
Yes.
You know, and so I doubt that you can just take random investment like that.
Right.
Like if I wanted to go give Chelsea $1 billion, they wouldn't just let me do that.
No. And we're not an open sourced club. You couldn't even just take that and buy public.
Yeah.
Like Liverpool, you can because then you would just buy.
I thought it was its whole own exchange, and you have to have a certain amount of money to even be at the table.
Right? But you can, like, if LeBron James wanted to increase his 3%.
Well, LeBron can because he's got loot like that.
Because he has and that's what I'm saying. If you wanted, you could take that into Liverpool's table and be like, "Hey, I'm a billionaire. I want to buy into this club. They're going to cut off you a percentage, and then you can go, here's $80 million."
Yeah,
because you're an owner. Like you would.
I wonder what the rule. I'm wondering about like what the rule is because if Everton could, because they were almost about to do a takeover. Remember?
Yeah.
Before this come out, so I wonder if like that person could like buy them out of this and appeal it. Well, see, no, you can't because it's about the reporting for a certain period.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
So
like,
they can't go back and offset those losses now.
That's the worst part about it too. It's like how far back.
So this whole time thinking,
yeah, how far
this
back
whole time thinking it won't work. It won't work. It's crazy. But yeah, you could probably do this with every club. Every club. Go back far enough, and you'll find something that doesn't add up.
Is the Invincible season gonna get like?
I'm waiting for the other shoe to drop over in North London, like for real. Like when it comes out that we did this or we did that, I'm not even going to be a little bit surprised.
Nope.
All these people out here like, oh, not my club. My club would never.
Yeah, okay. I bet they did.
Whatever, dude. We're all these clubs are owned by the same oligarchs, these same billionaires that they're on a different planet than we are, man.
These clubs are literally checkers on a checkerboard. Like they all this is. Roman literally invested that much because he was like, I just want I want a trophy. It's just something I can brag about.
He was just a fan.
Just something I can brag about. And it's like, bro, you spent $6 billion to brag about, oh yeah, we won this. That was his motivation.
He's like, I own half the oil fields in Russia. So what?
Oh, what else? What else? Oh, I know. I'll go bet on. I'm gonna buy a team and I'm gonna do the best. It's like,
I'm gonna go buy the Kentucky Derby. Like it. Right. These guys are on a different plane. Look at the Crunkies.
Yeah.
Look at the Crunkies, man. The LA Rams.
Yep.
The Colorado Rapids.
Yep.
They own the Dodgers.
Yeah, they own a piece of the Dodgers we own the Dodgers.
He owns the Dodgers. But it's like
y'all
Crunky owns the Red Sox. That's the Liverpool people. That's 989 Sports. I know he owns a baseball team as well. It's crazy.
And the Jets, right?
It's crazy. No, he's the Rams. He owns the LA Rams.
That's right.
It's crazy how much money these guys have. They're on a whole nother planet. Yep. It's a whole different thing. So if they're allowed to, somebody should buy Everton. These people should go in and be like, look, if we buy them, can we like get this appealed and get this all turned around? Can we? I don't even know if that's an option though.
I think that's going to be our 100%. Like the government is the one who said what you're doing is wrong. We're taking the club from you and you have to sell it. Like at that point, whatever Roman had done, y'all had already deemed bad enough, even outside of soccer, outside of football, all of it. You deemed that this person was not a good enough person to own a club. You made him sell it. You cannot punish Todd. Like, that means you're punishing Todd for buying a club that you made someone sell. That makes no sense to me from the government's point of view. The FA and the British Parliament already took care of whatever was going wrong at Chelsea from 2021 back, already taken care of. You wiped the slate clean when you said you have to sell your club by next season, or we're not going to let them play in the league. That was going to be our punishment. We weren't even going to be able to field players to play in the league.
Yeah. I think that
cities owned by people who can't even disclose how much money they have.
Yeah.
They don't know how much money these dudes actually have because they are royal families and they do not have to disclose money like that in their countries. Like, bro, at least we know how much Roman and Boyle are worth. At least we know how much the Everton owners are worth. At least we know how much the Liverpool owners are. We don't, like, you don't know. You don't have a clue about how much money's being funneled in because you don't even know how much this guy has.
Yeah.
Any of them.
Well, I mean, it's a state. It's like a
right.
that owns
it's Newcastle's
city.
in the same boat. PSG, same boat.
Same stuff.
Newcastle's next, actually, probably after all this. You can't tell me Newcastle didn't get funneled money like that.
Something's just out of the blue like that. I mean, it's been a few years now, but still, it feels harsh on Everton, who, like, they didn't gain anything.
They've almost been relegated 3 times.
The period for which you're penalizing them for, they damn near got relegated every season. What advantage did they gain from
19 million?
From the what? I mean, at the end of the day, it's just the fact that they're setting a precedent, and it feels like they can dole out these deductions for anything they want.
Yep.
And it's just the same as, what the FA is doing by charging Arteta for the Newcastle crap.
Yep. Well, they don't want you to have, and that's the saddest part, right? It's the censorship. They don't want you to have an opinion, even if it's negative of the game. I can't be negative towards the game. Why?
It's 100% censorship.
Right.
Someone on TalkSport even went so far as to call it draconian.
Ooh.
To say that they're creating this, it's almost an autocracy where if you say anything against the powers that be, against the status quo, you're getting charged. We're going to shut you up.
Yep.
Now, I don't want to go so far as to say, let's go back and look at history and where have we seen this before. But, like censoring people, not letting them have an opinion because it's not your opinion.
Yep.
What are y'all doing? Talking about setting precedents when the FA are literally telling everyone you have no say in how bad the referees are.
Yep.
You are not allowed to say how bad the referees are, because if you do complain about the referees, you are, quote, bringing the game into disrepute, as they've charged Arteta with. Now, correct me if I'm wrong here, but are the referees not bringing the game into disrepute with how
brings the game?
they are?
Who brings the game in disrepute? It's when you miss an offsides call. But when you don't call an offsides call, a dude's 2 feet in front of you. You miss an offside call because your guy's 2 foot in front, 2 foot behind the defender. Like, go back and watch.
They weren't paying attention. That's what it was. That's what the Newcastle. That's what the Liverpool Spurs one was. The guy on the AR was not paying attention to the game. Now tell me how that doesn't bring the game into disrepute.
His assistant even said, no, the call on field was an offsides. No, the call on field was a goal.
Not bringing the game into disrepute.
I agree.
How is making people wait making the teams wait for lengthy, extended periods.
This game is not American football. Right?
Just
This
to
game is
say,
not start and stop.
just to say there's not enough conclusive evidence. Oh, his hands are on his back, but we can't ascertain that there's any force there, even though Gabriel's gone flying 25 yards in the other direction. And that doesn't bring the game into disrepute? Are you serious? When you're out here, and your little clip show with your mic'd up doesn't bring the game into disrepute when Michael Owen asked Howard Webb to explain that, and he says, I just don't think it is enough conclusive evidence to prove that he's pushed him in the back when they're looking at the pictures. And you know what Michael Owen says? Fair enough, let's move. Doesn't even challenge him. How does that not bring it into disrepute when they're not even, it's an absolute charade. It's a circus. They're not even asking any questions. And then you have this independent panel.
Yep.
Who were not allowed to know who they are.
Yep.
How is this not the shadiest crap you've ever heard? How is anything the PGMOL has done not bringing the game into disrepute? But Gary O'Neill can't speak out?
Yep.
If you thought Arteta should be mad, Gary O'Neill at Wolves should be, I mean,
yeah. It's the same type, like Mao in the Leverkusen, or Mao in the UEFA final, even.
Yeah.
Like, bro, you're talking about massive games for these clubs who don't make it to these places, who need that money to survive and move on and build to possibly get to the next level. Like, bro.
But you're not allowed to say anything about it.
You're not allowed to say anything, and you're not allowed to say that I don't agree. And that's it. You're not even allowed to say, I understand he's doing his job. I understand the call. I don't agree with it.
Yep,
That's
fine.
too much. That's too much. That's baffling to me.
Charge.
As a player, I disagree with a lot of what the ref does. Like, are the players going to start catching? Are the players going to start catching charges because he can't already ask for a yellow? Is the captain going to start catching charges when he runs up to the ref and goes, "Explain this to me real quick"? How is my man getting kicked how is my man getting laid out in the middle of the box, getting kicked as hard as he can on an international stage, but I can't run up to you and ask you why? How is that not a card? Like, can we not review? Can we not get something? No.
Yeah. How is that not a review?
That's going to start getting fined. Every time Conor Gallagher runs up to the ref and goes, "Hey, man, that's a fine." You talk
Bruno Fernandes is in trouble.
Oh, he's going to be bankrupt.
He's going to be in trouble, man. If they start going the way they're going like this, you can't say a word.
Possibly caught a yellow even for talking to, like, dude, it started with that. It started with managers. I understand managers get out of hand, but like even slaying the slightest thing or disagreeing with the call on field, like giving him a yellow, like I can't.
It's out of control, man. It really is out of control.
And it rivals American football for me. Like, bro, they want the game to be stop and start. They want to review every play. They want to review every inch the ball moves. And it's like, this is football. This is 90 minutes run and gun. You make the play on the fly. You make the call on the fly. The lineman gets it wrong sometimes. The lineman gets it right sometimes. The game flows. Don't take the flow out of the game. It's going to take every type of identity from the game. You might as well use your hands.
Would you go back?
Pre-VAR, yes, I would.
If the decision were up to you, would you scrap VAR completely?
100%. I would give the power back to the refs on the field and let it lie. You cannot nitpick this game like that. You want to nitpick a game like that? Go watch American football, where it's every down the ball stops. You can watch it with a camera. You can put 300 of them up there. The game is built to stop to review. This game isn't built to stop to review like that. I understand review goals. Fine. I'm fine with that. He scored a goal, review it. Cool. You know, because that stops Maradona from winning a World Cup with the hand of God. Like, I get that.
Ireland go to the World Cup instead of France.
I get that. Like, but don't go back as far. Like, they took it too far with, you know, what is it called? The APP. Bro, the APP can start from the goal. Like, you really want to talk about this? The APP can start back from when the goalie kicked it. Like, I would go back to pre-VAR and let it lie.
I can live with that.
Or just straight goal review. Just goal reviews, let it lie.
I can totally live with that. If the ref missed one and we move on. That's all it used to be. That's all it used to
give
be.
you a callback too, though. Like that was the relationship you had with the ref as a player. I understand you missed this one. I'm really
As
upset.
long as you weren't a dick.
You better give it back to me the next time. Yeah, he better give it back to me the next time I'm running down the left wing and he does kick me or the ball slightly goes out of bounds, but you don't call it because you know you gave us a bad one and you let that one slide too. I'm fine with that.
Yeah, for sure. I think that, I mean, just the biggest issue here is just not being able to say anything.
Yeah.
Okay, so maybe Arteta crossed the line a little bit, went over the line a little bit.
Man, I'm sticking up for my team. I'm sorry. If I'm Arteta here, I'm catching a fine too.
I honestly think that he was very, very nice about it.
He wasn't mal about it. Yeah, right.
I wouldn't have been able to be on the camera.
Right.
You don't come interview me after that.
Yep.
Disgrace is a nice thing to say.
Is Emma going to catch a charge by the FA for what she said about the Madrid game? I understand we got robbed today. I feel like both of those goals shouldn't have counted. Is that not throwing the game in disrespect? Now she's going to catch a charge too? Like, you can't disagree with any of the calls or what happened on the pitch to your guys or girls. Like,
well, we're not allowed to disagree with the FA at all, so they're going to pick and choose who they want to charge.
Yeah, who they want to make an example of. That's all this is.
They probably love Emma Hayes. They probably love her. Yeah. So they probably won't do anything to her.
I'll let that one slide.
They'll probably let it go because
she said almost the exact same thing Arteta said.
But we don't. But see, and I have yet to. I have not said anything about this on this pod ever because it's just would not sound right coming from me. But I've heard different people, different YouTube channels make the comment that there's a whole lot of Arsenal hate in England. There is kind of a media agenda almost against Arsenal. Now, I don't necessarily subscribe to such things because I think the media are just trying to sell papers. And so they're throwing hate anybody's way.
If you click it or buy it, they'll throw the hate. They don't care.
They don't care who it is.
Unless it's United, they'll protect United.
That's it's the flip. United. It's the flip with that. They just adore Man United.
They adore Man United, yeah.
Because this is the greatest team that's ever taken the pitch. Ever.
Last 5 games, they lead the league in everything. It's like, what?
They're best team in the league. Last 5 games, you can't touch them.
Bro.
Nope, you're not allowed to say anything. You're not allowed to disagree. Move on.
Sit there, we're just gonna treat these games like poetry now. The fans are gonna start catching fines. You have to sit in the stands and just.
If the fan calls for a yellow card, you get ejected from the stadium. You have to. You catch a season-long ban. You can't mime a yellow card from the fans. Oh my god, man!
I'd get banned immediately.
I really hope that this is not. I know we've gone down the rabbit hole and totally red hair and totally slippery slope is the fallacy I'm looking for on this. And I hope it does. I hope that doesn't happen. And I hope that this charge for Arteta is like an isolated thing. I think it'll definitely curb some of the comments. I doubt Klopp is going to come out anytime soon with the disgrace.
How's Klopp not been fined then? Yeah, for real.
But
their grass was too long. How dare you say that? We inspected their grass. Fine.
Yeah, well, so that's what I think of the charge by the FA is it's a disgrace. I can't do an Arteta accent. I'm not
very unique.
It's a disgrace. I've been watching this league for 20 years and I'm embarrassed for you guys. This is a disgrace. That's how I feel about the way this censorship, and that's exactly what it is. It's just straight up censorship. But they love Postecoglou, who comes out and says, we just got to let the referees do their jobs, and we just got to get on with the game.
I bet you do feel like that, Posty.
When he said that after I think he said that after the Chelsea game.
Yeah,
but it was in response to something about Arteta. when he said that, man, I was like, look, man, I haven't found my hatred for you yet.
I just did. Like,
Because I haven't really had anything against you, and your video on my channel did really, really awesome. So I had a little bit of a soft spot for you,
a little bit of love, yeah.
a little bit of love. But when you come out and said that, I wanted to slap you.
Yep.
Like, I found it. I found a reason that I don't like you.
There it is.
There you go.
There it is.
There was, because Spurs, Chelsea, Liverpool, City, United, doesn't matter who we are. We need to get together as fans. But to come together as fans, the tribalism is what's keeping us from having anything improve in this regard. And the FA and the PGMOL are just laughing at us all because they know we're never going to come together and actually agree that they are a disgrace, even though we all do agree that they are a disgrace.
Yep, 100%. Yep.
We'll never come together and do anything about it. And so they can do whatever they want.
Yep. All day. Oh, they've proven that. They've proven that.
Yeah, well, there you have it. I don't think there's a better way to end it than that right there. The FA, large and in charge.
Large in charge.
Absolutely. Charging whoever they want by the sounds of it. But yeah, thanks for being here, everybody. Go ahead and get the likes up on the video. Subscribe to the channel if you are new. We are on our way to 200 subscribers.
Yep.
The Premier League is back.
Thank God.
At the weekend. Thank whoever's listening. And we'll definitely have a preview for you. It might be Wednesday. It might be Friday. Just have that notification bell on so you will know when that one is coming up. Like I said, thanks for being here. Thanks for listening. And we hope you have a wonderful evening. And, of course, you will see us next time.